I can't remember how many times when I was informed that a person's childhood years played a rather important role in the whole life. I can't remember how many times, especially when a VIP was interviewed by a journalist, he or she more often than not would mention his or her childhood years regardless of its toughness or happiness. Their famous plot words, a girl's child is the father of the man. So I think that their childhood years are the most important years of personal life, both psychological and physical. Famous psychologist Sigmund Freud had once great emphasis in the importance of the person's childhood. Put aside the academic debate, I think that the person spends a crucial couple of childhood years in a happy-go-lucky way. This has to do with this later life psychologically. For example, a child who was maltreated when he or her child may be under the shade in the other life, which has been proved either experimentally or empirically. As a matter of fact, this example define enumeration. On the other hand, a period of childhood is very vital for the child, and then you grow up physically, because at the special stage the main organs of the body and their functions begin to develop and become mature gradually. A stage of math, a lot of regarded as sound foundation for the teenage stage and later adult stage. Thus, if we as parents should develop a happy atmosphere for our children to make sure they spend this very special period in a cafe and happy way, we as children should live a happy way ourselves. Do remember that several childhood years are the most crucial years of the person's life, psychological and physical. I agree that person's childhood years from birth until 12 years are the most important. As information I have read about the time of life states that there are years that form us. These years determine what kind of person the child will be. During these years we learn about relationships, begin our formal education, develop our moral sense of right and wrong. The early years are the same time when we learn about relationships. First we learn about our parents, siblings, then the rest of the world. We learn how to respond to others based on if we again if we love, then we know how to love others. If we are treated harshly, we may grow up to treat others harshly. We may also form ideas about own self-worth from the way others treat us during these years. They can convince that we're worthless, or they can teach us deserve and love respect. These are the years when we begin our formal education. We acquire the basic skills, reading, writing, working with the numbers that we'll use throughout our lives. We need a good foundation in such subject, otherwise anything we try today later will be undermined by the lack of skills. Perhaps the most important things we can learn during these days is how to analyze information and use it. These skills will not be always useful. Most important from my point of view, these are years when we develop moral sense of what is right and wrong. Others teach us about good and bad, but later in our years we begin to decide for ourselves. So during time that we began to develop our self-discipline to live. Репетиторы по скайпу.